Alright, so what's up, folks? This is Eric. It is the day after Thanksgiving, so I hope everybody was super thankful and gave thanks. Give thanks. And that's what I have to say about that. Alright, but I have completely, let me see, I got this right. Alright, I've completely kind of changed my approach to trading. Not really, but I'm going to try to take this from a more systematic approach. And will it work? I don't know, but I'm going to try it because I've got to do something different than what I've been doing. And what I've been doing is just kind of taking trades, and I haven't been tracking. And so I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. And for starters, sorry, drinking coffee. For starters, one of the things that I've been doing is starting the pivot tracker. So I use that to help me get an appreciation for where pivots are, where major swings are for charts. And so this is my pivot tracker, where I'm just kind of studying, doing technical analysis, looking at where stocks bounce and that kind of thing. And so it looks like I'm seeing that a lot of stocks tend to bounce with the consolidation beta. And the consolidation beta, to me, is just saying that there's a consolidation range where the stock is moving laterally, and the beta is the lowest part of the range. So if you look at, say this range here, where it kind of goes sideways, where it kind of consolidates before it drops, these lower portions here are the beta. These higher portions here, or the supply side, is the alpha. These lower side would be the beta. This would be an alpha. This would be an alpha peak. This would be a beta consolidation, alpha consolidation. This is more or less a peak. So, or really, that's the peak. But this would be kind of a swing or a peak alpha. So I'm just using that to, like I said, get an appreciation for what's what. All right. So if I do total of these. Actually, it's not, I don't think it's total in Excel. I think it's sum of this. So the consolidation beta, yeah, so consolidation beta seems to be more of a reason for the chart to, or place for the chart to return into a bullish swing than is the consolidation alpha. And the peak beta is a little bit less likely to be a return than the peak alpha. So this just says that in order, if we're looking in order, we would see that there's more likelihood of the stock to return. If we're calling this, well, that's pretty large to be a consolidation zone. If we're calling this the consolidation zone in here, then this is your alpha, this is your beta. That's of your consolidation. Now this is a nice large time frame peak, and it's on the top side, so we call that the alpha. This is a peak large time frame on the bottom side, so we call this peak beta. So in order, we're going to tend to see larger bullish runs starting from consolidation beta, and then I think we went to consolidation alpha, and then we went to, what is it, peak alpha, and then peak beta, something like that. Yeah, consolidation beta, consolidation alpha, peak alpha, and then peak beta. So like I said, I'm kind of in the acquisition phase of getting all the information, and then I will go back and I'll like really study it and make sure that it's consistent. All right, so consolidation beta, consolidation alpha, peak alpha, and then peak beta. All right, so that's just some of the information I got. These are the trades I took the other day, and I made an Excel spreadsheet with some formulas to give me a good idea of what's going on for each trade. how profitable I was with the trade and maybe some other metrics with the trade. So today is the 24th, and now one of the things that I looked at yesterday, I said I'm going to try this on the trades today. I don't know if it'll work, but I need to try to track it. So once I figure out what's going to be the strongest, when it looks like it's going to be Tesla. So the charts, so the codes that I have on this grid is showing me what's strong, right? So the green is going to indicate, this green in here is going to indicate that the chart is trending on 3 time frames, 1 minute, 5 minute, and then the 15 minute. And then the blue dots are showing not only is it trending, but it's also got strength. So we want to see both of these before we start considering taking entries. So currently on Apple, it's trending down, and yeah, it's trending down. So we're not concerned about the strength of it trending down because it's just trending down. All right, and then on Nvidia, all right, so Nvidia, we have the blue, so it just means that there's some strong action for it moving up, but it's not trending up. It's some strong action for it moving up, so it might be kind of coming out of a dip. Let's see what that looks like on a maybe the daily time frame. And on the daily time frame, those dots don't work the same because I have I've got 3 data sets, 3 data streams on each individual chart. I've got the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute time frame. So now when I switch to the daily time frame, now I've got the daily showing up as the primary, as the and I sure hope this doesn't mess it up. But now the daily is going to be showing up as the data 1 interval. And so if you see here, daily, you see daily is showing up for the data 1 interval. 5 minute interval is 5. Well, the second interval is 5 minute, and then the third interval will be 15 minute. So on the 1 minute, on the daily chart, it's not letting me zoom out. I tell you what, let's come over here. I've got another desktop open. What was that, Nvidia that we're looking at? Nvidia, and then we'll put it on the, let's put it on the 15 minute time frame, because I said based on those, so based on those dots, right, I would assume that we're in a descending trend, but it may be willing to pop back out of it because like I said, it looked like there was some strength there in the positive direction, but it's not trending in the positive direction. All right, so what I'm doing these days, I'm only trying to take trades that are both strong and trending in the positive direction, and that'll save me a lot of headache. So right now, Apple is likely trending down. Microsoft is at least trending down. Nvidia, like I said, trending down, but might be in a pullback because we got the blue there. And then same thing with Tesla, maybe trending down, but we got the blue indicating somewhat of a pullback. So today my top 2 might be Tesla and Nvidia that I'll look at. I probably won't even look at these 2 unless they come out of it. And then today, the day after Thanksgiving, as I understand, the market is only open till 1 or 1:30 today anyway. So that was Tesla there. Let's look at, that was Nvidia. Let's look at Tesla. Yeah, Tesla not as bad. Well, and I say not as bad because it came down here, dropped here pretty significantly, and that's what's causing it to appear to be in that descending trend, right? We could either do something like that, but it's certainly at a potential level of support, right? So, and what did we say? We said looking at our pivot tracker, right, that we see a lot of bounces around the consolidation beta. What is the consolidation beta? The consolidation beta I don't want to do that. The consolidation beta is this consolidation phase in here, but the bottom, the beta of it. This top part is the alpha part, these top pieces of the alpha part. So we got a beta there, beta there, beta there, beta, beta. So we draw a line right there. Okay, and actually that's where this hard drop, where did it come to? It came right down to that beta and is moving up from there. So if you're on the long-term time frame, maybe doing a swing or something, probably not a bad idea to use that as an entry, and then certainly you'd want to be coming back out. So if the beta is a strong pivot for longs, then we'd assume that alphas are strong exits or shorts, or an area for shorts. So if we look for an alpha, if we look for alphas in here, I think we'd say here, here. I can't make sense of what's in there, but definitely in here, and all those kind of lined up. So roughly, I'll just say midway, something in there. All right, so likely to find resistance up there if it's going to go that far. Or you've got this alpha here, this alpha, alpha, alpha. So, or it could stop right in there before it returns. And actually, like I said, hitting that alpha right here, in that zone, hitting those alphas, what did it do right here? It dropped, it went through this zone, found that support at that beta, which we talked about, because we have these places. And then, I think this is after hours, yeah, 5 o'clock. After hours, it came up, touched that level, touched that alpha level, retrace, came back down to support at the beta, and now it's going back up. Maybe we expected to touch that alpha again. You know, Tesla, should we take an entry there? Tesla, like I said, between Tesla and Nvidia, and Nvidia's tanking now, I think Tesla has more of a likelihood to make that touch than Nvidia does to do what it wants to do. So what did we say? We said around 237.10. That's the only thing I don't like about TradeStation, is that the charts don't, you know, one doesn't go to the next. The stuff you put on one doesn't go to the next. So we're looking for a breakout over that, and then to go to 237.10, 237.10, somewhere in there. That's not very far. 237.10, is that it? Yeah. 237.10. So that's not that far, but I think it can do it. All right, that's on the 1 minute time frame. All right, let me open up, let's see, grid, Tesla. Here's my chart for Tesla. I want to get in on the 15-second time frame and see if I can. On the 15-minute time frame, it's going straight up. I came up with a strategy last night that I'm curious if it'll work. So I want to try it out now. This volume needs to go up here. No axis, scaling, subgraph, submargins. Okay. We get rid of this for the time being. Volume up, volume down. 200 slope. Volume down, wick average, bid and ask. Okay. Alright, so, dang it. Alright, I'm going to try something. So once we find that the chart is in it, and look at that. That's what I love about the codes that I put together. So you know, we were identifying 237.10 in this area right in here, right? So there's my level of resistance. But my code, the code that I put together to identify swing levels, support levels, resistance levels, it already plotted it on my screen. So we have a lot of potential support in here, or at least liquidity zones in here, and we have liquidity zones in there. And like the charters are like went up above this liquidity zone and literally found this middle ground, and it's just kind of oscillating side to side in there. So now we got to see, is it going to break to the upside or downside? But remember, this 237.10 is a potential resistance zone, so if it pops up above it, then you know, go. But it really does have some work to do right here at it. So I'm betting that it's probably not going to want to go up above it, but we'll see. Okay, I wanted to do that. So I'm going to place attach OCO order. I'm just going to do 100 share transactions. Exit, break. We're going to do, how much are we risking? These are going to kind of be like scalps that I'm doing here now. So we're only going to risk from 79 to about 20 cents. So we're going to look for 1 to 2. So we're going to risk 40 cents on the top side, 20 cents on the bottom side. Okay, so what I'm looking for is for it to go up. And now I'm going to look for it to retrace halfway, about right there. Like I said, this is just something new that I'm trying. Okay, so it took me out, and that's fine. And again, what did it do though? It went right up to that general area there, and it's retracing. Now it's breaking back below this level of ascending support. So we need to wait before we get back in. But like I say, what I have not done in the past was really kept a good log of my trades, and today, starting today, I am doing that. So actually I'm on the 15-second time frame. I got in at 9:55. Duration, I don't know. Yes, it ended up being like 5 seconds because in and out. Okay, I need to change that because that needs to be seconds. Alright, I need to change that. Let's see if that breaks back above. Alright, it is. So now we're gonna, let's see, what did I say in my strategy last night? I need to get inside candles, and then from here now well, it needs to break above. Alright, so I'm trying to chart my entries and exits as I go along though. Like I said, if you didn't think it was a job before, it's because you wasn't doing it right? Yep, so it didn't break. I mean, so we got that inside bar, but we didn't break above. Okay, now that looks good. Okay, so now from here, we're going to call that our base. So we got this level here. We're going to call that our base. Now we want to see about a 50% retracement. So right in there. Right in there. So that might be too tight. That 20 cents, 40 cents might be too tight. I think it is. Like I said, this is a new strategy that I'm trying out, so. Okay, come on. All right, so first one was a loss. First one was a L. Second one, I'm calling this a W. Come on, I'm calling this a W. All right, it's on the 15-second also. 9:56. Come on. $9.56. There we go. Bounce on consolidation beta, then 50% retrace. Now, so what I saw then was, okay, so we're gonna call this our initial, and then we went up, we moved down 50%, and so now we want to move up, and then wherever it peaks at, when it does this pullback, we want to look for 50% of that. And if it breaks below 50% of that, then you're out anyway. But again, we're kind of touching this level of resistance here. So, I mean, there we go. Okay, so that's 50%. That touch from this point to this point. This came down to about the 50% mark of that full range. So that will be an entry, looking for that exit there. But I still feel like this stop loss is too tight because it needs to be back under here. And I think that the strategy I looked at said that it should have been more like a 1 to 5 anyway. So that 1 to 2 is too narrow. I'm gonna take that, and then like I said, that brings that stop closer to this level here, this rejection level. Meanwhile, I need to be looking at the 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 levels of bid and ask to make sure that they don't peak too high on me. But that's done now. As we are breaking below that descending or that ascending support line. That's just way too shallow there now. All right, so I think on the 1 to 2, I made one of them. I lost 2 of them, so I guess I'm back at break even. But so now we're going to call this new support. So we're going to look for whatever the peak is. We're going to look for it to reject back to about 50%. And this is less than 50%. From here to here. I mean, it was more like a 75% retracement. So now we're going to consider from here to whatever peak here. Now that's about a 50%. And I should have bought it. I should have bought it there. Should have bought it when it retraced down here. Woo! It touched that level. It didn't like it. I would normally move my stop loss back down. But I'm trying to be a better steward of not moving my stop loss, so I just need to adjust my strategy instead of moving my stop loss. And here I really want to move this this profit target up as it moves up, because I feel like it's got more range if it does go up, and then move this to break even. Wow, it is really fighting it there. It just surprises me because, like I said, normally I trade without a strategy, and just to see that the strategy, it's working because there's other people fighting it right there. Okay, so now from here to here, but that looks good too. That looks I'm in there, but I need to move this down. So that is 2316. 2316. But then that means I have to move this. Yeah, so I've got to figure out this strategy, man. I really do. 2347 16. 23 6 47 23 16. Let me see. Let me go back to the grid screen. Let me go back to the grid screen. Or it's right here. And see, does it still have strength? Did it? Okay, so it's wait a minute here. Wait a minute. Did I jump the gun? I think I jumped the gun. Yeah, so again though, but I think we kind of knew that, right? Because we talked about that earlier. We don't have the green dots. All right, so now Microsoft is actually getting into green dot territory, which means that it's trending up on the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15-minute time frame. All those time frames are trending up. Tesla does not have that. Tesla is not trending up on all time frames. It just is showing some strength, moving toward those breaks. But it's not there yet. So we kind of jumped the gun there. But I think we were looking at that 23,710. We were looking at this 237. We were looking at that as a level of resistance. Okay, now rationale getting in this time is because here, yeah, I think it's too tight. My stop loss and take profit are too tight. All right, 1 minute time frame. Like I said, this is just a strategy that I looked at last night, and honestly, I'm not sure if I was looking at it on the 1 minute time frame or the 15-second time frame, but it doesn't seem to be working for me on the 1 minute time frame. I mean on the 15-second time frame. But I don't know how easily I can pull this up. I'm going to try to pull it up, but the other thing that I was looking at is the caveat to that was that the chart was bouncing off of support, right? A, and then B was that I'm gonna try it again. Was that it was bouncing off, and I think I'd want to move this up. Wait a minute, what did I do? What do I feel like I'm into it? Yeah, somehow I managed to type my way in a second time, which that wasn't intentional. Yeah, so one of them came out. I see something else wrong with what I'm doing also, is that every time I'm changing the interval, I'm losing the bid and the ask. I'm losing the bid and ask data here. All right.
Order filled.
Now, let me try to pull these pictures up for you, show you what I'm talking about. So, the strategy that I was looking at was, I was looking at it because every time I was looking at it because let's see. All right, so these are the ones that pulled out last night. All right, so if you see here, you can see that we both have the blue dots as well as the green dots. But then, so when we have the blue dots and the green dots, of course, when we pull away, when we have the green dots, we're trending up. When we have the blue dots, we have strength. Or momentum. It's not volumetric, but it is momentum. So as we pull back down here and the strength wanes, now we're still in trend, but we don't have the bullish direction. We'll call it, we don't have the bullish direction gaining strength. But then we do start to get it back here. So what I was looking at was, and I think I dropped down to maybe it was on the 15-second time frame. But so I was, and I can't mark it up on here. Let's see, can I? Mark up. Yeah, so what I was looking at was, like, if you have that there, when the stock moves up, catches a high, it drops back down to about 50% of this mark here. And then it moves up from there. But then that would make this a 1 range, and then this went up to a 2 range. So that's 1 to 2. That's on the 1 minute time frame. But that's coming off of that consolidation alpha that we're talking about. That's coming off of good support. Oh, and then that was another thing I noticed too, was that we had strong drop down with, so that's fear there. Oh, that's shaking. Okay, that's fear there. And then so we get the move up, or we get the pull back, and then we have the drop that went straight back up, but it's off of that support, and then we came over here and we got another level of rejection. That's what we're looking for. And even if we consider this to be the initial level here, it's still, once it moved up, it still came back down to about that 50% mark. You want to buy there and then go up. I feel like what I've been doing, I feel like what I've been doing today was I was taking that, but I was taking that strategy. Let me see here. I was taking that strategy, but dang. I was taking that same strategy, and I was getting in. I was seeing that, or maybe I was seeing this one, looking for the move up on the short term, really short term, and then once it dropped back down to 50%, then I got in. I'm getting in here, but then it's dropping back down here, or at least there, and stopping me out. But I did say that needed to be, that my entry is here, and my entry is 50% of the move, and my exit should be another 25% off. And then that's a 1 to 2. But like I say, I think I'm the strategy is there, but I'm getting in at the wrong place and it's still not done retesting. So I need to now it's either done, it's met that support, or it's going to come back down and retest. So same thing, let's go from here to here and find our entry right here. So I'm actually going to put in a limit order right there. And that might have been this area here. I don't know. Yep, touch it, went on. So I think now it's probably trying to trend. Not trending yet. That still seems very tight. $10.09, 250,000 shares. $10.09, 250,000 shares. Okay, so we got high ash here. So 250,000, 250,000, 930, 1010.
Order filled.
Okay, so it dropped down, hit our order. That was perfect. But now where does it go?
Order filled.
Not looking good for the home team. Not looking good for the home team. All right. So this strategy, whatever it was, does not work for me. I'm going to get in here though.
Order filled.
And then this one is going to be under here. Okay, so 235.56. Uh, 100 shares. Got in at 236.01. In order for it to do like a one, let's say a 1 to 5, and have to be at 238. 238.26. Oh, that's not likely. Not getting a 1 to 5 there. All right, so that was just an approach back to this support area. That's all that was. Okay. All right. So that one failed. 26. All right. That was an L. Okay. So that was return to support of consolidation beta. 15-second time frame. I don't know. 10, 15. You know, this doesn't appear to be a great part of the process, but I tell you what, this is probably more valuable than anything that I've done. Actually evaluating strategy performance, because like I said, what I've done in the past is I'm just taking trades, I'm just trying stuff, but I'm never looking at how good it's doing, how bad it's doing. Like all these trades were L's except for one, and at a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, that ain't gonna cut it, right? So if it was a 1 to 10 risk reward ratio and you lost 8 of them and you made one, then okay, you're kind of getting in the break even. So if, you know, whatever. But if you're at a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, that ain't gonna get it. Now look, we approach here this this area of support. So what's going to happen? And I hate to take that blindly. So let's zoom out and see on the 1 minute time frame what's happening at the current level, or even at this 15-minute time frame, what's happening at this level. Okay, so at this level we're hitting this this alpha here, beta there. So this general area might work. And it also came here as well, right? And close in that area. So this area might work. It came up, reached at 237, not quite. It fell below this level that we're talking about, right? Because there's the touch, there's the touch, there's the touch. If you know, and then in this general area here, you got those. So it's a zone. It's not a price level. It's a zone. And technically, I mean, it did hit that zone and then retrace. So now it's retracing, but it's trying to trend up. Pretty good retracement here. So does it retrace back to this zone and then move up again? I think it's likely. But it could still come down as far as, you know, it could still come down a little bit lower. So I'd hate to get in right there thinking that this is the bottom. And let's see. The question is, do we have high, well, so up here, if you look at this high ass size right here, corresponds to this break and drop. It dropped right here, right? It dropped right there. Alright, so we're looking for a high bid size, high ass size, high bid size, something high to come in to signify that it actually met orders in the opposite direction. And we don't have it yet. But we've got some bullish candles. Nevertheless, don't be fooled and think that this thing can't, you know, support a descending trend line and come down to this level. Don't think that it won't, you know, don't think that it will break through there just because. And like I said, at high ass size, you know, I hadn't seen it yet. I hadn't seen that high ass, high bids. And then when you're looking at order size, I hadn't seen a lot of high orders come through just yet to support that line. Look at it. All right, just in that time that we're sitting there talking, it dropped straight down to that line, hitting this. Like I said, I'm thinking it's probably going to sink through that, at least hit here or here, come back, bounce and hit this descending trend line before, and it's going to need to break this descending trend line and find support before it moves up. And then if it moves up though, like I said, either up in here will be the next level of resistance, or it'll just continue on through that. And what's the potential target if it moves above this level? Is it up in here? Like I said, hitting this. No, I think we talked about it earlier. Like I said, I mean, it could come up to this level, right? Hit here, 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's more likely that these consolidation alphas are a stronger resistance than the consolidation betas. That being said, if it does decide to break through here, then the next level would probably be up here, where it finds 1, 2, 3, those consolidation alphas. Up, 4, up, 5. So if it breaks through here and finds some support, then I'd say come all the way back up here, retest. But that's a long ways for it to go, considering that there's already a lot of there's high rises, high drops through here. Doesn't seem as likely, so this level over here might hold and continue to push it down. Again, don't be surprised, because if we look at the grid, Tesla is not moving up. And matter of fact, we were talking about the strength of it. So I mean, this would be the time to buy for a short little pop up. But like I said, the blue dots here signify that it's trying to get some strength moving up. The green dots indicate that there is a trend, and all these large cap tech stocks for the day, Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, and Microsoft, I'm not seeing anything that's really trending up, because none of them have green dots. None of them, I mean, these have blue dots, but don't be fooled by the blue dots, because they're not trending. They're just showing some strength. And this is what happens when you get strength without a trend. You get this pop up here, and then you get the sell off. Like I said, sure, it can pull back, which it should always, but if it's not trending up, then those pullbacks are pullbacks on the way down, which is, like I said, which is a lesson that I've learned hard throughout the years, and that's why I started these blue and green dots here just a couple days ago, is to make sure that I'm in a market that's trending up and not weak, right? Again, we didn't get it on Apple. We didn't get any of the blue or the green dots, except for just one here on Microsoft. And what are they doing? Moving sideways and straight down, moving sideways and straight down. This one has some strength, went back down. At least Tesla has some semblance of trying to move laterally. And like I said, here we're missing any of the blue dots. So it's probably going to do a pullback, but it's weak. It will be a weak pullback anyway. It'll be a pullback likely continuing to the downside. So I mean, I am anxious and I want to trade, so I'd probably take an entry just for the heck of it, but that's not fostering good behavior. That's not fostering good trading practices. So I've taken an L for the day multiple times, but I'm gonna go and lick my wounds, and I will be stronger the next day. All right, so I took a lot of trades today. And like I said, I was really trying out a strategy that I kind of worked out in my head last night. But so look at all these trades I took today. Like I say, but one of them was were losses. Trade previous 4 days, 23. I don't know how many I took today, but now I have to put them all in the, excuse me, got to put them all in the spreadsheet, and so that way I'm accountable. See, look at that. I mean, we could have took that as thinking that it was going to bounce up, but it's still going down. It's still trending down, and oh yeah, look at it. What are you going to do? You're going to keep going down? Oh, that one looks good. That one looks good. It's trying to move sideways now. And by sideways, I mean it's breaking this descending resistance. Right? This descending resistance trend line. So it's trying to stand out on its own. Oh, look at that. We got this big ass here. Tell you what, I'm gonna buy there, move this back below, and then move this up. Keeps trying to capture the horizontal line. There we go. Alright, so I don't even know what I've got here. And the only reason why I bought is because, like I said, it's showing some aggression. 1, it's showing aggression. 2, it broke that descending trend line. 3, we got high ask here. Let's see if we got a high order size. Did not get high order size, so you know, we don't necessarily believe it yet, but we could be breaking that descending trend and moving into at least a pullback, part of a reversal. We don't know how far it's going to go, but I'm going to buy up along the way.
Order filled.
And then just so. $10.30 I did well, so okay, so for my tracking purposes this is going to make it a little bit more difficult because it's taking my average, but I still need to be accountable for share size. So share size, stop to 35.80, and entry. Oh yeah, there you go. Now so it's going to entice some people to get back into this thing. Like I said, if it goes back up, I think I was still looking for it to hit that 237. And now that it's swept all these buyers, or swept all the sellers, now buyers are going to be back into the mix. And if we do take all the buyers, then we were headed to, excuse me, if we took all the sellers, we're headed to 230, 239.48, something like that. So I'm just going to leave this as my support. Down here, like I said, where it looked like the market changed, we got the high bids. We got the change of direction because we got the break of the trend here. Plus we found support in this blue line over here. So now it's just seeing how far it can go. All right, and I was down 237 for the day. And yeah, it's great if you can make your money back. It's even better if you can get into better positions in the first place. So that's why I'm doing all this tracking and trying to make better sense of the positions I get in. So 15 second. Okay, so we got high bids. Break of descending resistance. What did volume do? Oh, and then let's see what it did back on the grid, because I know we went from trending on the grid. Yeah, so we went from trending, well, not trending, but we went from strength to no strength. So we got the blue dots and we went to no blue dots. So that just means that we were all the moving averages were moving up, and then we went to a point to where they started moving down. And I'll check that script on the moving averages just to confirm that. All right, so resist. All right, so and Apple and Microsoft, Nvidia are all not doing so well. So Tesla is going to be the main mover for the day. So I'm probably not even going to look back at those other ones. Yeah, there we go. All right, descending resistance entry 230. That is making a nice comeback though. And once we get one more leg up, then I'll probably just move my stop up to break even. And if it makes money, cool. If it doesn't, then you know, I will learn something for the day. I assure you that. So, like I said, Tesla is going to be the one that we're going to look at for the day for sure, and then come back to Tesla's actual workspace. Oh, nice. Got some nice volume up there. So did we get high orders yet? No, still no high orders. So when I'm looking for high orders, I'm looking for orders that are more than like, you see here on the order screen. Now these aren't all the orders, but these are orders over the 4,000 mark. But you see 4,000, 5,000, 8,000, 5, 6, So they all look roughly the same. I'm looking for orders that are like outliers of this. So like way above this, way below this. So 57,000, 250,000, 240,000, stuff like that. I'm looking for those type orders, and because those are typically areas where you see a retracement, a reversal happen. Okay, so keep in mind that I believe that these pink orders, this pink, if you want to call it pink line, this line here, or is a line that's created from the current chart, and then the blue line or the purplish line. I'm half colorblind. I mean, legitimately. So, you know, my daughter could tell you what color this is. I can't. But so this line here is created from the larger time frame. If you look up here, you see 15-second time frame. You see the 5-minute time frame as well. So these lines are created from the 5-minute time frame, the larger time frame, which lets you know that this is a larger time frame resistance level. And you know, it bounced on this larger time frame resistance level. This line here, this color here, is created from a smaller time frame, so from the 15-second time frame resistance level or liquidity level. So it's more likely to be broken. This line is less likely to be broken because it comes from a larger time frame bias. This is more likely to be broken because it's coming from the current time frame. So keep that in mind. All right, high BS break of descending resistance. This was my order at Um, I feel like I had 3 orders in. Yeah, and that's the other thing I've kind of got to get figured out is no, it looks like it's okay here. Because I have multiple time frames on the on this specific chart, sometimes you'll see this market order, limit order, you see the orders represented from multiple time frames. So it'll show up twice. It'll show up one time for the 15-second time frame, and it'll show up another time for the 5-minute time frame, which just makes the chart really cluttered and confusing, and makes it harder to work with. All right, so you see how all these orders are coming in now? It's either coming in because it's breaking a level and it's people are getting on board and it's about to like really shoot and move, or this is the end of this movement. So if this was the end of the movement, when I see all these orders come up here, I should really just move my stop up to at least somewhere in this area, because this is the area that's supported and less likely to be broken one way or the other. If it drops, then it's gone. If it moves up, then it may come back, but this will be supported again. And you see it moved up. It's a little retracement. Now I think that these orders that I was making here earlier, they should have been based on after this. After you get this nice movement here, now you move up 50% retracement, enter 1 to 2, right? It should have been based on this, not this over here, this consolidation. Yeah, consolidation range was not great for my 1 to 2 retracement. And I think I knew that. I knew that it was supposed to be trending. So maybe they have to be over the 9-period moving average in order to take those trades. So maybe when I come back next time, I don't know. I'll study this later to see if I can make sense of strategy adjustment to make that work. All right, so I am over right now. I'm back in the green on the day. So I was down 213 on Tesla. Now I'm up 235 or no 260. But once I get out there, I'm done with it. But I think I was saying what it could go as far as 238, 239. But I'm still trying to get an idea of my strategy, what works, really identifying and being able to justify support and resistance levels. Yeah, it's going to hit it. 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 So one of the things I've just learned today is to be patient and wait to see these levels. Wait. Yeah, there we go. Wait to see that descending resistance. Now I see that high volume coming there. Again, it broke through that level of resistance. And again, this is why it's kind of like hybrid trading, because my algorithm created this line here, right? I coded for that a long time ago, right? So the algorithm coded for that, and I don't have to worry about that. But you see, it took that high volume to come in to break through that. So now the question is going to be, will it maintain, or will it be broken on retracement? So like I said, if I'm looking back at the strategy that I was looking at last night, it would work something like this. It would be based off of a strong it would be like based off of the strong level. Once we get a move up, we're going to get that 50% retracement. So even from here, as the stock moved up this far, I could expect for it to come down at least back 50% back to there. And so then that would be your new support level, which would also make sense because this is the new base that was formed too, right? So And then I think I was saying if the retracement is diagonal, then we're going to start it over as a new base. If it's horizontal, then it's not a new base, it's just a continuation. So this is looking more like a continuation here than it is a true diagonal. And I say that because we're looking at the 15-second time frame. So on the 1 minute time frame, this is probably looking more lateral than it is diagonally down. Okay, I'm gonna have to move this up because it's gonna want to pop that. Showing some support there. Yeah, so it hit that 237 level that we're talking about. 237. Yeah, actually came right to it, right? 237. So it's going to have some trouble here. So I probably should have just went ahead and got out. Next time it moves up, I'm gonna move my support up. Because it's going to have a little bit of a hard time here. How come I can't move this up? Oh, is this that's my entry? Where are my orders at? Yeah, I'm in at 235.27. But I should have orders down lower. Let's get to a clean chart. Larger time frame, 15-minute time frame. You can see easier where my orders are. I've got to change those colors because, like I told you, being a little colorblind, I can't see that. All right, so you see that that green line was my entry. I'm gonna move it up because looking on the 15-minute time frame, this did a nice move, a little bit of a lateral consolidation and or retracement, and now it looks like it really can move up. So this would be that support. I mean, it could trend sideways for sure, but currently I am down $33 for the day on Tesla. So pretty much I think where I move my stop up to, I'll at least break even for the day on it, and that's good. But tomorrow or the next day, you know, I will be ready. I will know what exactly to look for, that, or at least that will have strengthened my prior strategy. And my chart is acting very funny. Okay, so let's make these lines. I'm gonna make this line black because I'm having a hard time seeing this. Maybe black and red. Make this one blue. I can see blue fine. This should be based on data 1. Let's see, open. Average price. Make that blue. Make that a little bit thicker so I can see it. Alright, I'll set that as a default. Alright, and then alright, let's run with that for now. That should change that. Okay, change that to blue. But It didn't change the words. So average price line. Average price, display average price. Make this blue. Negative, can I see that red? Need to be like a darker red, almost brown, burgundy or something like that. What is that? Alright. My buy lines. I don't need to just play order lines. Set that as default, see what that looks like. Okay, alright, now I can see that. Alright, and then the quantity, okay. So, oh, do your thing, do your thing. Yeah, baby, yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna move my, where's my order? I'm gonna move my order up if I can find it. Okay, I said I could see it, now I can't see it. Alright, is it this line? This line. Ah. It's moving nicely. Now, normally Eric would just be like, close it out. You know what? I'm going to do that.
Order filled.
And it might have went up to it, but I was close enough that I just wanted to close that out. Alright, so where did we finish for today? And I am happy with this. Finished at $214. Honestly, if I can make $200 or $300 a day trading stocks, I'm golden. I'm perfectly happy. I'm not seeking to be a millionaire through stocks, right? But this is good. This is good. Now, if I had not have been playing around with that other strategy earlier in the day, right? So the first part of the day, had I not been playing around with trying the new strategy that I was looking at last night, then I might have finished out with some high numbers, because like I said earlier in the day, I got in here, right? You see all that? See all that nonsense there? That's where I got in earlier in the day. Okay, so let's see what it looks like on the grid. Did we get into a trend? Yeah, baby. See, that's what I was talking to you about. Now we're in a trend. Now it's trending up on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute time frames. It's trending up on all those time frames. Does that mean that there won't be a pullback? No, it doesn't. And that's why I got out when I got out the way I got out, because there's always going to be a pullback. And when you go from no strength to strength, yeah, there's going to be a pullback. And I just wanted to lock in those profits prior to a pullback, because I didn't know how far the pullback is going to go or any of that. And that's why I was not afraid to enter down here, because I knew that we had strength here, and not that we lost a lot of strength here, but you always have a pullback. So if you go from strength to an absence of strength, doesn't mean that there is no strength. It just means that it could be a rest. And it found its support there. How do we know that it found its support? In partial, because we were actually looking with our x-ray vision. And like I said, this is just stuff that I learned along the way. My x-ray vision came into place when I started paying attention to these ask and the bid sizes here, right? So once I saw this here, I was like, oh, okay, drop, right? But it was more of a push down than it was a drop. We get to this peak here, high ask sizes come in, selling pressure, sold off. But then we started getting these high bids come in, okay? And it came in around the support, and it broke that descending resistance. So that's a good indication that we're moving up. See that descending trend line there? I'm just curious if we're going to move through this pullback and continue up. But again, we're in this area of resistance here, right? So this morning we've been playing, and again, these lines here, I didn't draw these. These showed up, and they showed up earlier in the day. They only show up, they are only on the screen after they have been drawn by the code. And I'm going to show you. Got so many things going on here with it right now. It's giving me so many indications. I've got to turn that off, whatever that is. Strong? 15-second Apple strong? Oh yeah, well, it's looking very strong, isn't it? So maybe it's going to go to that 238, 290 zone that we're talking about, but it broke through that descending resistance there. So do your thing, do your thing. All right. Again, that's my X-ray vision here. X-ray vision here. Plus, like I said, hit support, and it ate up these. It ate up this these sales here, so it had room for buys. Had room to buy. Yeah, I'm pleased with the analysis for today, and now I'm going to go and I'm going to put every single one of these in my spreadsheet, and I'm going to evaluate my performance. We know it was bad, but that'll just give me a reminder. It's like, hey, well, if you want to trade that strategy, then you need to fix it, because that strategy does not work. This strategy here, which I've seen this play over many times before, with the high ass finding support, but I think the other thing that I've just looked at was like truly marking up where the support, where the supply and demand zones were. So yeah, it worked out pretty well. I think that's all I have to say about that. Like I said, it's going back into, yeah, I think the next area up was up here, 239-ish, 240-ish. I would be really surprised if it goes that far, though. That is a long haul, buddy. That is a long haul. You could probably do it. All right, grid. So you see here how it's moving into the greens and blues, and like I said, this morning, when I sat here and looked at the chart, I made a decision based on those greens and blues that I'm only interested in Nvidia and Tesla for today because of that. And these two continued to tank, so it looks like I made the right decision to hop into Tesla. And you know, finding the right stock of the day is half the battle. So, all right, I think I am out of here. I will. Oh. Yeah, well, reach out to me if you want to, or you don't have to. Amen. All right, Merrick, I'm out. Peace.